Clearly, right now, a lot of people are having all eyes on Sony, wondering what's going to happen next. What are they going to be able to do? It seems like almost every day Sony does something, Microsoft does something, Sony does something, Microsoft does something. When's it going to end? When is it going to stop? We're all going crazy, losing our minds here because this is absolutely the first time in the history of video games that something like this has happened where we have all this back and forth. So we always seem like we have something exciting to look forward to in the gaming world, and now Sony is bringing it. Now, this is what I will say. Sony has done a good job of being a little bit more traditional. Yes, they're going to have some big things coming out that are going to be probably a little bit more new age in comparison to some of their other strategies, but they're still going to have plenty of things that are going to really kind of pay off, that are going to be sort of like what Microsoft does. And that's the thing that people have to understand. Like Sony and Microsoft, they're both going to be ready for the future because Sony doesn't want Microsoft to have the edge on the future market. So Sony's going to be doing some of this stuff too. And I've always said this, right? And this is as an Xbox fan, this is what I say. Microsoft, it's so strange because Microsoft themselves actually have a kind of situation where, they're a great company and they're really coming into their own, and people are very forgiving of what they've done in the past and very supportive of what their future ideas are and things like that. But worldwide, Sony is more recognized as a company, and PlayStation is more recognized as a company that people trust, and you can't really take that for granted. So if Sony starts doing the things that Microsoft does, right, the more future-proof type things, does that mean Sony's going to have much more success than Microsoft's had doing those things since they're more recognized and, I'm just going to say it, beloved worldwide? Well, it's an interesting topic. Sony's got some new announcements. I want to get into them. This is crazy, guys. Hey there, everyone. I'm the Crap Gamer, and of course, this is Crap Gamer Reviews, your home for gaming news, reviews, opinions, and much more. You'll probably notice some changes around here, right? Obviously. But that doesn't mean you should stop from giving us a like and possibly even consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your free time with me today. It means a lot. I know you guys are all busy. You got family, friends, video games, work, all that kind of great stuff. So it really does mean a lot when you guys stop by. And if you're looking to help the channel out, the best thing you could do, give us a simple like. Honestly, that's the thing I can say. Give us a like, and that's all I really want. Give us a like, and if you want to subscribe, cool. If not, hey, that's cool too. We're chill here, but I do multiple videos a day and I have fun with doing it. So basically, this is what happens now. We know that Sony bought Bungie. We know that Microsoft's rumored to buy some other studios as well. We know that Sony's still interested in buying some studios, but now we have a clearer picture on what Sony's doing, and it looks like they're going after Microsoft's bread and butter a little bit. Sony intends to launch over 10 live service or games as a service games by 2026. So that's within the next 4 years, mind you, with the help of Halo and Destiny creator Bungie. So remember I mentioned that a couple days ago that one of the reasons they picked up Bungie was to help them get acquainted with how to do these live service games and things like that, since they have so much experience with it. The PlayStation maker, which is in the process of acquiring Bungie for $3.6 billion, said it will work closely with the company to expand its roster of live service titles. And I quote, "Though close collaboration between Bungie and PlayStation Studios, we aim to launch more than 10 live service games by the fiscal year ending March 31st, 2026, explained to Sony during a recent earnings webcast. Notably, Sony indicated that it will eventually bring those live service titles to platforms outside of the PlayStation bubble, with the company suggesting such an approach will allow it to significantly advance its games business. We view the deployment of game IP on multiple platforms as a major growth opportunity, according to Sony, as have been evidenced by the PC version of God of War," continued Sony. "Through the acquisition, we intend to acquire new users and increase engagement on platforms other than PlayStation, which will enable us to significantly advance our long-term growth strategy for further expanding the ecosystem of our game business." The news comes alongside Sony's latest fiscal report, which revealed the PlayStation 5 has sold over 17.3 million units to date, but suggests the ongoing semiconductor shortage will continue to impact sales in the coming months. Now, This is very interesting because they also brought up mobile and things like that. And trust me, I definitely understand where they're coming from, wanting to expand the business and things like that. It makes nothing but sense, right? It does. It makes a ton of sense for them to do that. Obviously, they have a lot of IP that people are interested in, and Sony's gonna want to get a piece of that pie. Like, no matter the fact that they're actually out there beating expectations and doing what they can to kind of get the industry to kind of go one way or the other. This is just something that obviously a lot of games and gamers are excited for. They want to see hey, I can play my game on my phone or whatever. Like, I think that that's something that is exciting to a certain type of gamer, but to me, it's not really as an exciting prospect. Sony. One of the reasons why, and I'm very honest about this, right? One of the reasons that people really considered me a Sony fanboy for a time was because I liked what Sony was doing in terms of being able to get their games out, and they were more traditional with how they had their games. They gave console owners something special to look forward to, and that's something that we don't get very much from Microsoft, right? What I mean by that is Microsoft has great games and stuff, but they don't put anything on they don't have anything whatsoever when it comes to exclusives, just exclusives. Now Sony has that, but it looks like they're trying to get out of the PlayStation bubble, like they said, and they're trying to get things on everything, which again would not be something that would that kind of sucks. I understand it, but at the same time, I do hope that we still have exclusives at some point, right? Like, I think no matter what, like, I know that there's some people that think exclusives are a bad word, right? But if you're a console gamer, why on earth would you think exclusives are bad when they help differentiate the consoles from each other? If all the consoles played all the same games, then you could definitely bet. Let's just say I'm going to throw Nintendo in here, even though they do their own thing, and it doesn't look like they'll be abandoning the traditional route anyway. But let's just say Nintendo platform, Microsoft and Xbox platforms, or Microsoft, Xbox platform, and PlayStation platforms all played the exact same games. Let's just say that, for instance. What's the point in getting all three then, right? Exactly. Like, there is no point. So people would just get one. It would eventually mean that two of the consoles, probably, to be quite honest, Nintendo and Microsoft, would probably stop producing consoles, and Sony would be free to charge whatever they want and do whatever they want with their platform. And that's really something that I hope to avoid in the future, because I don't like the way that would go. Like, we should always have the option, and we should always have hardware to choose from. So that's a little bit kind of unfortunate. But the fact that Sony is out there doing what Microsoft does best, which is these games as a service games, it really just goes to show that they are indeed kind of up to par with everything that's going on in gaming and trying to expand in the future and things like that. I feel like that's something that obviously they're going to continue to try to do. And that could be potentially bad news for Microsoft, because people... Like, there's just more PlayStation fans in the world and more PlayStations. So, obviously, that's going to give Sony a bit of an advantage against Microsoft. But we'll see where this all works out, folks. This is one of the great things about competition. I always stress that. Like, no matter if you're new to my channel or not, it's something that I stress, because, you know what? It definitely makes a ton of sense to kind of get, to get one of these things going, right? Like, you have the games as a service that Microsoft does, and they're really highly regarded. Halo, Gears, Forza, Sea of Thieves, these games as a service type games, State of Decay. But if Sony can do that with their IP and without really impacting the single player aspect of a lot of the games that they're making, then I think that'll give them a bit of an edge. That's just my take. I will link this, of course, in the description below. Please check it out, and thank you so much for watching. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. Thank you so much. Crap Gamer, out.